Hi there, Mark Jaben here, Medical Director for the Haywood County Health Department. Let's talk about this pandemic. In this video, let's answer the question, how long will it take to get back down to manageable levels? We saw in last video that the numbers are now thankfully trending down. But when will we be able to relax some of the protective measures? So here are the pros and cons, the factors to consider. So the peak in new daily cases for us was twice as high as last winter and occurred around January 26th. By March last year, the new case numbers were way down. The District of Columbia, which had super high rates at the end of December, now 6 to 7 weeks later, they have the lowest rate in the country. Still in the red zone, but a dramatic decrease. So if we follow the District of Columbia's experience, then it is hopeful we could be back to a manageable level of cases by mid to late March. On the other hand, let's look at Denmark. In Europe, many of the countries are seeing decreases, but Denmark did away with any and all of their COVID restrictions, and their numbers are skyrocketing in the face of Omicron 2, the sibling variant to Omicron we have been facing. And the thought is that Omicron 2 has been around the U.S. since November, but has not taken hold like that. And there is some sign that Omicron 2 may act a lot like Omicron 1, but just cause a longer time for the cases to come down. So and on the favorable side, more of us have immunity after exposure to previous variants, but that immunity may not work so well for Omicron. So the experience in D.C. gives us some hope, but Denmark gives us some pause. And how many times do we have to see that relaxing too soon backfires? On the favorable side, nearly all Haywood County residents have been either exposed or vaccinated now. Around 38,000 have been vaccinated, close to 12,000 with documented infection, and the rest likely exposed either without testing or not reporting their test. Now, immunity for anyone, whether acquired by infection or vaccination, wanes over time. Reinfections with Omicron are 5 to 6 times higher among those previously infected, and half of those eligible for boosters have not gotten them. The booster restores immunity to 70 to 80% protection from infection, even as it continues to prevent bad outcomes, hospital and death. A person up to date is 5 times less likely to get infected, 15 times less likely to be hospitalized, and 60 times less likely to die if infected. Those infected and then vaccinated have the strongest protection. And as we saw in the last video, nearly all the bad outcomes we are seeing are in those unvaccinated. Now, as has been true throughout the pandemic, the biggest factor in how quickly this surge will come down to manageable levels is what individuals choose to do or not do. And whether by March we look like last spring, cases super low, hospitalizations low, deaths none, going about our activities with more confidence we aren't infecting others, or like this past December post-Delta, steady cases, continued hospitalizations, continued deaths, before the next variant emerges to pitch us back into the struggle. So if you're doing your part, thanks. And if not, I know that you know what you can do. Pause for a moment, if you will, and think about how best you can support your community and your family for the coming spring. Even if it's just adding one precaution to what you are doing when you go out and about or spend time with family, even that would be helpful. So be well and be careful, especially right now.